Sometimes as we prepare our minds to worship, and this is a statement that is a lot of times made, and which is a good statement, that our earnest plea is that our minds and thoughts will be removed from the things of this world and upon things eternal as we think about our worship, about the cares of the world, to put out our minds and think of the gravity of the moment that we are having in worship. And a lot of times we ask God to help us with these things because we are human, and it's easy for our minds to wander and not focus upon the task at hand or what is being done in worship. With that said, and turning our minds away from the things of the world, what are some of the things that we can focus on while we're partaking of the Lord's Supper? And this is the time that we do that. There are several different things that could be mentioned that we could focus on upon taking the Lord's Supper. One of them is the innocence of Jesus, the Son of God, and what he did for us. We could also think about the trial that he was given and how unfair it was. The mockery and the beatings he endured to save mankind, including the lives of the very people mocking and beating him. You know, sometimes we think about what he did for us or what he does for us, but to save those that who actually put him to death, that are mentioned there in Acts chapter 2, and Peter told them, said, "You are guilty of crucifying the Son of God." Jesus died for them, just like he did us, that they could be justified and forgiven for what they had done to him on the cross. The damage that his body was given is unimaginable. And to know that the bread and the unleavened bread they partake of represents that body. And the blood that was spilled from his body over several hours, that's represented in the cup. The Bible refers to the cup as the New Testament in his blood. And let's keep that in mind as we think on these things. The communion that we share with each other on this day as God's children is something else we can think about. We have a special family. We're part of the family of God, and to partake of the Lord's Supper, we do it as his family. But one thing that we need to remember, not only do we think of the Lord's Supper as we partake of it at this moment, but that we take the thoughts of Jesus Christ and strive to live by his law throughout the remainder of the week until we partake of the Lord's Supper again on the first day of the next week. That we strive to serve Jesus. We understand that the cup is the New Testament in his blood. What is that New Testament? The law of Christ. And once we partake of the Lord's Supper today, let's don't leave it here, but take the law of Christ with us and realize what Jesus has done for us as we serve him daily until we partake of the Lord's Supper again. So these are just some thoughts that we can ponder on as we prepare to partake of the Lord's Supper this morning.